Hi there. I'm squirming around here, making sure you can see my on air sign. Yes, we are on the air for a Groundhog Day if you're on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast Pacific time, it's only 9 p.m. Anybody watching in California? San Diego, perhaps? Los Angeles? Van Nuys? Um, Sacramento? Barstow? Santa Barbara? Did anybody watch the soap opera Santa Barbara? Ted Richards is first. I think he had a determination to be first, and you have been successful, Ted Richards. Where might he be? He is getting ready to turn on the transmitter. It's funny you should say that. And on his mic. I hope the mic is on, yes. See, I would always know on radio if I had forgotten to turn the mic on because I begin to speak. Well, I could have turned the mic on, but I didn't slide the pot up, the potentiometer or whatever you call it. I didn't slide the pot up, so I would always be wearing headphones and I would know right away that I got to start again because I wouldn't hear myself. Yeah. We keep the lights down a little low here in the midnight ramblings. They'll be up high for worldwide ramblings Saturday night. Left my water over there, and I'm kind of blocked in here. So it's going to be a dry mouth session. But I'm okay now. But you know how much I yap. I'm always with a yappy, yap, 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 yap. That's why I say about our new cat, which is either Suki or Willie. We'll find out for sure at the vet on Monday whether it's Suki or Willie. It's hard to tell. What can I tell you? Karen's had many cats and she's not sure. So on Monday, the sex will be revealed. Hi to Ted Richards. Yes. Hey there. He is. There I am. Looks different. My orange only looks like it's in part of my backdrop, sort of, when the lights are low. Julie, not Backus, like Jim Backus. Remember Jim Backus from Gilligan's Island? Thurston Howell III and Lovey. They embarked on a 3-hour cruise, Thurston and Lovey Howell, but yet they had enough clothes for months with them. It's just one of the many things that the cast members would laugh about, as the fans noticed it too. Alan Hale, who played the skipper, said, the show is really a lot about a lot of nonsense, but people need nonsense sometimes. Hello, Stefan. Hi, Jack from Quebec, Canada. Yes, yes, Linda Justice. How's it going for you, Linda? How's everything with you? I forget where you are. Cheryl Everhart. Hi, you. Hi, how are you? Stephen Spillage. Hello. To the Midnight Rambler. Yeah, there's so many possibilities, right? You know, if I could play any song I wanted to, that they wouldn't block it. I'd play In the Midnight Hour, by the late, great Wilson Pickett. And then there's Susan with no last name. She's got a smiley face, though. Hi, Jack. Welcome, 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 Susan. That is one of our most popular names, Susan, if not the most popular name for the female persuasion. Doing good in North Carolina. Yes. Have you had some very warm days there? I think when we have a day that's a little warmer, you're higher than us. In Texas, it can go from 70 degrees to 22 degrees this time of year, and if it should snow, they just freeze. It's just the 18-wheelers stop running. They're told to pull over, and stay there until further instructions. Good evening, Jack, and everyone in chat, Patty. And for those of you that aren't in the live stream, hello to you. Some of you will comment in the replay. Some of you don't comment here at all. but you're still very much a part of the family, and we welcome you. Um, I know they say in terms of talk radio, only a fraction of the audience ever uh, calls in. I did a number of times. I talked to Larry King several times, once when he had James Coco on. Anybody remember James Coco? Both a Broadway, did a lot of Broadway, and a movie actor. He was in Last of the Red Hot Lovers, I want to say. And he did a film, I guess it was Only When I Laugh, with Christy McNichol, that I saw. And since Christy was my first huge crush ever, I had to call when James Coco was on and compliment him. And then I mentioned Christy, and I said, it seems like she's got like a light that shines from her eyes. He said, yeah, you're right about that. She's very special. She's very special. He died way too young, James Coco. I think it was his heart. I'm not sure, but he died in his 50s, I'm pretty sure. So many talented people left us way too soon. Yeah, it's been kind of warm in North Carolina, huh? Patty with an eye says, good evening, Jack, and everyone in chat. I think I said that already. So I'm brought to you by the Department of Redundancy Department, not Little Debbie's Snack Cake, not VO5 shampoo. I don't wash my hair, by the way, with VO5, but I do use the product as sort of a body wash kind of thing sometimes, especially the one that smells just like Johnson and Johnson baby shampoo. Hi, Pastor Bob, says Shell. Well, why don't you say hello to President Trump while you're at it there, Shell? You're the Canadian campaign president for Donald Trump. Yeah. So already we have 18 watching, and that's great. Let me go to my email real quick and look at something. I'm going to read you something from Mike. He's got something coming up for us. Let me see here. Oh, yes, lots of emails. I try to get back to you in a timely manner, if we're still having a conversation. Let's see here. Just wanted to, yeah. Mary Jo had a good idea. I like that's the way Paul Tuttle used to say it from Orange County Choppers, which was shot right here in Orange County, New York. Now he's down in Clearwater, Florida. I don't think Paul Jr. went down there, but I could be absolutely wrong about that. Back to the live stream, okay? Mary Jo suggested that we not only mention those who are in the live stream, but those who comment in the much new material for me, because I'm only trying to limit myself to major breaking news at this point. We have a lot of Pastor Bob Joyce videos up, which continue to get attention, and I'm happy about that. But you have produced a lot of questions and comments and things like that. And I said from the beginning that I don't want to, censor your voice there. That doesn't mean any question you could possibly ask. Everything has to be respectful, and most of the time it is. We get a troll here and there, but most of the time it's within YouTube guidelines and what have you. Now, when it comes to emails, some of you make it very clear that you don't want me to mention you or share a picture that you have sent me. And of course, I honor that. Sometimes if I think you've got a really good question, I might just put it as an anonymous thing, something as an anonymous thing. But I like that from Mary Jo, saying that we should mention the people who are very much a part of our audience, certainly in the replay where they comment, ask questions, and things like that. So we'll do that. It's usually on the Pastor Bob Joyce topic, not 100% of the time, of course, not 100%. But on Saturday night, we will mention some of those people that comment beyond the live stream, beyond the live stream, and there's a couple of interesting things that have come in, including something deals with someone posting condolences to um anonymously, was never really addressed to anyone concerning Lisa Marie. Now, was it Pam that told me? Pam Donnelly? I can't go back to that because I'm on another stream here. Uh, Told me that the February 1st was Lisa Marie's 55th birthday, which means, as we know, she passed away just before her 54th birthday. So, happy birthday in heaven to Lisa Marie Presley. We have a video up here. Lisa Marie Presley walking the streets of gold, which is better than Newark any day. I'm sure of it. Nothing against Newark if you happen to be watching from Newark, but let's face it, I don't have anybody in Hoboken or Newark, do I? um, Janet Hawkins, somebody new. Hello from California, or as your former governor said, California. How many times has there ever been a governor that could not pronounce the name of the state he was the governor in? Is Arnold the only one? But I liked it, and people got used to it. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I follow him on Facebook. He's always got some words of wisdom. I like the all white beard and the dark hair. Reminds me of something I'm doing. How do you get the white temples? Well, how do you think I get them? I don't get this professionally done. I should do a video sometime with hair dye in my hair and scotch tape on my temples. I mean, it would just give me this manly image that I strive for, this Tom Selleck image. How do you think Tom Selleck maintains that dark hair before you judge me? How do you think? Hi, Pamela Sloan. Sloan, that sounds like an old fashioned movie name, like Detective Sloan. Who is this Michael Presley? I haven't gone in to study that. There's a few people that have wanted me to. Supposedly, he says he has DNA evidence uh, that he is Elvis's son. He also said Elvis never died on August 16th, 1977. Well, way to go, Michael Presley. So many have said that, you know. And of course, we quote Gail Brewer Giorgio. Of course, we do. That would be, par for the course because she was one of the first people to disclose all this information. And we want to give her credit. We want to give her credit. Is she deceased now? As someone told me, I don't know. I forgot to look that up. In fact, I got real busy here about 17 minutes to air because I just remembered that I put a short, sexy ramblings segment for this show, and I forgot to write the sexy ramblings. Huh. So what am I going to do? It off the top of my head, or am I going to quickly write a few things? Katina said, I'll watch the replay. It's too late for her, but don't be surprised if she's here. People say that and then they can't go to sleep and they tune in. I'll watch the replay as long as it's not too sexy. And this is the fine line you walk, when you're both a sexual being and a born again Christian. And if you're Catholic and say, well, I'm not a born again Christian, I'm Catholic. Well, if you ain't born again, you're not Christian. It's not a denomination being born again. It's an experience. It's a heart experience with God. But that doesn't mean that the flesh is then automatically crucified. And it's always, and I've talked about Romans 7. Paul's definitely talking about a present day sexual struggle in those scriptures in Romans 7. And he met Jesus on the road to Damascus. He was struck blind by Jesus for a while. And so he had no. I don't care people that say they believe 100% that there's no way their faith couldn't be real. You doubt too. You doubt too. So, why did I call it the virtual church of the disillusioned back in 2016? I did because I people misinterpret the title all the time, so I have to explain it again. Um, I'm not disillusioned about Jesus, although to be honest, there are times when I say I just don't understand why, if there are angels, why they didn't stop this, why they didn't stop that. I don't understand, but I'm going to go to my grave believing in Jesus Christ and claiming him as my Lord and Savior and hope that his grace is super amazing because I'm a sinner. He died for me. See, while we were yet sinners, he died for me. And all the apostles and the people that we see throughout the Bible, both Old and New Testament, had to deal with the struggle of sin. The struggle of sin. Some really bad things happen in the Old Testament. Well, Janet Hawkins, I had a third grade teacher named Sloan in Vista, California. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Janet, I'm going to do something on the New York City cops that were attacked in Times Square by immigrants, and these are bad dudes, and four of them, since the DA Bragg let them out of prison, let them out of jail, I should say. Four of them are rumored to be headed towards your state. So look out for them. You'll see their picture on, just look it up. You can find them. And the four of them didn't wait around for their court date. Imagine that. So they are rumored, and all of them were saying that were interviewed or that some reporter talked to them a little bit. They said they wanted to go to California. The heck with Times Square where it's 32 degrees. They want to go to California. Maybe they want to be in the movies. Susan, exactly. As long as we are in the flesh, we are sinful. Yeah, every day. Um, I respect someone when they say that. Um, I checked out the website of one of our people here, uh, that has a few videos up. I'll let her talk about it rather than me identify her. But she said, I'm a Christian striving to serve the Lord, and I fail miserably every day. Now that's me. So when I started the virtual church of the disillusion, what I was intending to mean with the title was that this would be a place for people that don't pretend to be holier than they are, don't play the church games and want to hurl condemnation. As I have said before, there's no condemnation in Christ Jesus, but there sure as heck is from prideful so-called saints that want to hold your feet to the fire. Now, there are scriptures we can talk about, of course, about what to do when a brother or sister is in sin. I'm not saying there isn't, but it's a whole big ball of wax that we won't be able to cover tonight. That's for sure. Um, so I have lived in California for a year, Janet, but that was way back in 1979 into 1980. Then we visited, and my first wife and I. I don't have a first wife anymore. I don't have a second wife anymore. So that'll give you an idea of my life. But I live right there in Hollywood, right there in Hollywood. I'm not talking West Hollywood. I couldn't afford that. I'm talking about right around the corner from Capitol Records. Nice shirt. Well, I got this. Where'd I get this? I think I got this one. I think I got this one at the UFO Festival Street Fair in Pine Bush, New York. Pine Bush, New York, which is about, I don't know, 10, 15 miles up the road, 12 miles, whatever it is, if that far. Um, uh, it was known for a long time as the East Coast capital for UFO sightings, and there is a UFO/paranormal museum in downtown Pine Bush, New York. So I think there was a guy selling them there. I think I might have bought that one. I had one that was from the Groovy Blueberry in New Paltz, which is probably, laying on the floor in my closet over here. I have so many shirts and so many shorts. I don't have a lot of pairs of pants that I wear. I only have like about seven. And but I have, like 12 to 14, 15 pairs of shorts, and I always want to be wearing my shorts, and I hate when I can't. Here's somebody new, Patricia Barn. Hello, Jack and everyone here from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I don't know. I know we talked to a Barnes, but not a barn, or maybe we did talk to you once, right? I think I might have said the same thing. Well, we're in Pennsylvania general area, and I mentioned, of course, I'm not far from Matamoros, Pennsylvania. But Brenda's got a lot of comments in a row. Brenda might be, yes, she is one of those people that will write in the comments section of a pre-recorded video or in the replay. She will write like 8 entries in a row instead of putting it all in one paragraph, which drives me bonkers. It drives me bonkers. Hi, Daniel. Are you Daniel in the Lions Den? He's saying hello to Brenda, though. She's got to have her own fan club. I swear, Brenda, you've got to get T-shirts. You've got to sell merch. You've got to sell merch. Hey, Henry Bradley. Dang. Yeah, you're the dang man. Dang me, dang me. They ought to take a rope and hang me. Hang me from the highest tree. Something, won't you wait for me or something? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, was here before. Love your videos. Thank you very much. Right on the border of Philly, huh? But not actually in Philly. So you're in the safe zone, are you? You don't want to be living in downtown Philadelphia anymore. Um, so there you are. Um, I have referred to the Lion's Den. To that Lion's Den quite a lot, yeah. Just let me do a topic here because people tune in for that and then they just hear 20 minutes of me not doing it. There was Bedlam in New York City at Times Square, New York. Once again, Governor Hochul and D.A. Bragg are responsible. D.A. Bragg said she was going to reel D.A. Bragg in a long time, but what happened is that there were a bunch of recent arrivals, immigrants that were in Times Square, and they have been rumored to be very good pickpockets. This is another reason not to go to New York City. It's not Mayor Adams' fault. He doesn't have the power. It's Hochul's fault and it's D.A. Bragg's fault. Don't go to New York City till they stop charging you every kind of fee they can imagine until it's safe to go there again. It was never 100% safe. There was always crime, but it's way over the top now. Look, someone can just come up to you and punch you in the face. This is really anywhere in New York. Punch you in the face, and they're going to get away with it. They may go to jail and be processed, but it'll be catch and release all the way. And when you punch a police officer, that should be an automatic felony. So you had 2 officers trying to handle a bunch of uh, of immigrants that were coming at them. One officer knocked to the ground. They didn't get his gun, thank God. Someone comes and kicks him in the head. All kinds of things going on. Finally, there's never enough police on the scene, but enough got there eventually, and arrests were made. And then they were let go. And as they let go, they were giving the middle finger to the camera and what have you. And uh, at least 4 of them have been rumored to have fled and are on the way to California. When asked when the reporters questioned why were they released, well, we were still doing the investigation and we needed more time before we made a determination. Are you kidding me? You're all fired. You're all freaking fired. This is why people don't want to be cops anymore. This is why there is no excuse for this. At this point, way, way, way overdue, Governor Hochul should fire D.A. Bragg. All these woke DAs around the country that are ruining America should be let go. That's my soapbox there. So this is the way it is in New York City. I'm not going down there. I have no desire to go there. I used to love to go down there, and not just to sin, but sometimes. So we're also going to read a piece from. It's a fascinating piece, and I'm not going to read it all tonight. But it's from Tyler O'Neill, and it's in the Epoch Times. The Epoch Times, EPOCH. I would still say Epic, but they say Epoch Times, and it's put out by Chinese people, Asian people, and this article is called "Climate Dystopia: How Life Would Get Worse If Climate Alarmists Carry Out Their Agenda." I think I may do another video on that separately, but I'm going to read some of it in a little while because it's just insane what they're proposing, and it's not the will of the people. That's what is so grating, is that while claiming to be the fighters for democracy, they're exactly the opposite. It's a dictatorship that's brewing, with the progressives being in charge. They don't want to have to follow any rules, but they want you to toe the line. They don't care that you don't want an electric vehicle. They don't care. They want to force it on you, and that's just one of many things they want to do. Can I get an amen on that? Jack, I love to say hello to all the family on here. Me too, Brenda. Me too. And all the family that's not on here, that's just watching the replay, for example. Maybe you'll comment in the replay comment section. Maybe you won't. But yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I was shocked Tuesday night that we did so well, because I had no promo for this. I had no promo at all, and we came on at midnight and we had 35 or so people, and I think it's going towards in the vicinity of 500 now, which is pretty good, um, Saturday night on Worldwide Ramblings at 10:30 East Coast time. It'll basically be your take, your more recent comments, emails, etc. Not every email, don't worry, um, but I'm Pastor Bob Joyce. And so it'll be your breaking news in a sense, not mine. I will cover major breaking news, but, um, and that reminds me of something else. Hello, Michael from London, England. How are you? Appreciate you so much. Um, I thought to myself, I need to contact Michael and tell him how much I appreciate him. His contributions have been wonderful. You can see them in many of the live shows. More recently, his Paul McCartney, Is Paul Dead? Is He Not Dead? Uh, Neither Michael or I believe Paul is dead, but I often say that out of all these wild conspiracies, and I know I'm gonna awaken some viewpoints here, one or two of them will come out to be true. One or two of them will be turn out to be true. So let's see. Go to Michael here. Michael is writing on the Elvis casket mystery. The Elvis casket mystery. And just starting to look at what you wrote, Michael. And I think that's a standalone pre-recorded video. I think that's what we're going to do, a standalone video. And from Michael's perspective, and that'll be probably something I will do later today for release Friday night. Weekends are the best times, Weekends are the best times. People are off of work and stuff, and the YouTube audience goes up, up, up on the weekend, because everybody's living for the weekend. Oh, I got so much stuff on the table here. Oh, there they are. My cough drops to moisten my mouth a little bit. Don't forget this book right here. I've hawked it before, so that's cool, Michael. We'll do that in a standalone video. And if you have some additional comments you want to make for Saturday night to be part of that, feel free to do so. But it's an all Bob Joyce thing Saturday night, or Elvis Presley. That's two people, right? Well, I'm not sure. I speak of possibilities. I could be wrong, but this is just your take. Your, in some cages. I haven't done sexy ramblings yet. In some cases, oh boy. Remember in the 60s, the women with the white go-go boots used to be dancing in cages to the groovy beat. Anybody go back that far? I know you do, some of you. I know you do. Anyway, um, if you have grandchildren, if you, I don't get too many young parents that watch me, I don't think, but go to Amazon if you can and pick up this um, cool book for children, I don't know, 7 and under, Part of the Pack. Part of the Pack, written by Kaylee Gallus, my daughter. It's only like 11, $12. Let me know if you do it. I would love to know that. Annika does the illustrations. What happens to the family dog when a new baby comes to live in the house? Um, and this is my daughter's first book, Kaylee Gallus, Part of the Pack. Please get a copy if you know some young kids. I think they'll enjoy it very much. All right. Would you do that? Would you do that for me? I'd appreciate it so much. And I'd like to know about it so I can thank you. Thank you for being a friend. These boots were made for walking. Yeah, we can talk about that in sexy ramblings, right? And that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. I mean, Nancy Sinatra's look back then so personified the late 60s, the mid to late 60s, right? She was like the poster child. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you very much. And now that it is officially Groundhog Day, he just loves when I talk about him. I want to say happy birthday to my son, Corey. It is Groundhog Day. My son is, oh boy, 36 years old. And I just so wish I was going to be out there in Texas today to celebrate with him. This is the hard part of all this, being in New York. I haven't been in Texas in a while. I plan to get there. This year. But I wish I could be there today. Happy birthday, Corey. Hello, Stephen Garbus. Can't wait for Saturday night. Well, I'll try to work on it real hard, and you bring something to the table if you got it. Thank you very much, Linda Justice. Happy birthday to my son. And Jack, just love your background. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Everybody say baby. I am your ambassador of love. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Put your hand on the radio for the Wolfman, baby. Put your hand on the radio. Yeah, he was one of a kind. Hello, Randy. Another dang me. Women, won't you weep for me? Oh, that's it, huh? You were just giving me the lyric that I wasn't coming up with. Woman, won't you weep for me? Yeah, Roger Miller was fantastic. I thought it was Mel Tillis for a second last time I talked about the song. But no, Mel had a lot of great songs, and he did several albums with Jimmy Sturr, the Polka King, sang his songs. Well, he sang a bunch of songs in the polka style with Jimmy Sturr. Some of them were his. I don't know a lot of Mel Tillis songs, but since I was always being drawn to California, usually on a Greyhound bus when I was in my youth because I couldn't afford the plane. But it was cheap back then. You could get a round trip or what I think Greyhound called it, the Ameripass. Remember this? For like 30 days, you could go anywhere in the continental United States that Greyhound went, And so I remember Mel Tillis came out with a song talking about, it was called Ain't No California. For there ain't no California where the water tastes like wine. And there ain't no California where you feel good all the time. Don't look at those Greyhound buses. There was something like that in there. It was a great song from Mel. Incredible talent, who, when he would talk, had a significant stutter. But when he sang, it all went away. He'd go on Mike Douglas and he'd be stuttering all over the place. And he told the story of when he was really young and broke and living. He had a guy, another struggling country artist who was trying to make it. They were sharing an apartment together. And his roommate was sleeping in the back, and Mel walks into the living room and someone has literally just broken into their apartment. And Mel is trying to warn his roommate, and he's stuttering so bad, so he had to loudly sing it to his roommate. Someone's breaking into our apartment. Mel Tillis should have never died. He was so good. He does a song with Jimmy Sturr. Tick, 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 tock is the clock in my heart. Whatever. It's great. Trust me. Just go to jimmysturr.com, jimmysturr.com, and you can find out about his music and Polka Weekend, which is coming up real soon at Villa Roma Resort in Callicoon, New York. 2 days and 2 nights of pure heaven. Janet Hawkins, hi. My dad's favorite story is about meeting Nancy on the set of the Dean Martin show, huh? Just before she sang these boots. He's 95. Well, God bless his heart. That's wonderful to hear. He's almost as old as Dick Van Dyke. That's wonderful. What would you say, Janet, that your dad did to live so long? Did he watch his diet and stay away from those sinful habits? As you know, Jack, I was born in Goshen. Did you tell me that already, Susan? Because I don't remember it. It probably was too recent. If you would have told me in 1969, I'd remember it, see? I can tell you a lot about 1969. What you told me 2 weeks ago, maybe not. But sometimes it'll stick out in my head. It now will stick in my head, Susan, because we're making a real note of it. My mom was raised in the Bronx. That's where I was born. I lived in Florida and California, Utah a few years. I remember getting my picture taken in front of the Mormon Temple in Salt Lake City, Utah, while we were on a break from the Greyhound bus that was going to California. See how I got Florida on my mind. Oh, boy. Remember that song, Friday on My Mind? Now in Texas, I'll order part of the pack for my grandkids. Thank you so much. Susan, when you get it, it would mean the world to me if you would take a picture of you holding it, and I would forward that to my daughter. It would mean a lot to me. Anybody that would do that, it would mean a lot to me, because I don't have a relationship with her right now. I don't. Shirley Chambers, have you lost a little weight, Jack? A little slim around the neck area. Well, should I show you my belly? That's where you'll see. That's where the weight has always been. But sometimes on my face, yeah, and my neck, I guess the double chin. I did my mall walk today. What I did is I went to see Dr. Ramaswamy at 1:30. He's a kidney doctor. What do you call that? No, kidney? Yeah, not the urologist, the kidney doctor, whatever you call that. Real nice man, Dr. Ramaswamy. And thank you, Ted. I didn't expect to ever say that on the air. First of all, when there's a divorce happening, it scars your kids forever. when you're out there, and hey, my wife has no time for me. I have needs. I'll quietly go about getting my needs met. I wasn't looking to replace anybody. You never think you're going to get caught. Um, in my case, I told on myself, when you're looking for those little, that juice bar at the edge of town, the one that doesn't serve alcohol but has special entertainment. Yeah, see, I figured I'd be honest when I started this channel, reasonably honest. I'm not stupid. uh, when I started the virtual church of the disillusioned, I've changed things up a little bit, but I wasn't going to come on and pretend to be something that I'm not, which is this victorious uh, uh, Christian soldier. I've had my good moments and I've had far more bad. So, Georgia on my mind also. Yes. Well, of course, Ray Charles did the definitive version, the hauntingly beautiful version. By the way, hi, Shirley Chambers. She's saying groovy, which is one of my favorite words. Have you lost well, you were the one saying that, Shirley, and I didn't even catch it. Shirley made me laugh when she said um, about Jack Savage. What the heck is wrong with you, Jack? Something like that. I knew I would get that. So it's not like I didn't expect it to come along. Because when I introduced Jack Savage to the audience, I knew to make it funny, I would have to tap into my former all-night DJ self, or late night. I did 6 to midnight, then I did 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I never did morning drive. Nobody ever wanted me to do morning drive, but I filled in a lot of times on morning drive. So I did it. I just was never the regular guy. Susan with no last name says, yes, I mentioned Goshen on Tuesday. That close, huh? Tuesday. I hate the Tuesday. No, I love the Tuesday because we had a really good show. Jack, and you made it. It wasn't me doing it, it was you. Jack, all right, hold on. I'm reading two things at once. Yes, I mentioned Goshen on Tuesday night. We had numerous topics going out all at once, like now. I'll send you a photo with the book. Your daughter will, I'll send you the photo with the book. Your daughter will come around. Wouldn't it be cool if I could send her numerous pictures of my audience? But, this channel could be a problem. She could have actually watched my channel and saw me talking nice about President Trump, and she's not there yet. She's not there yet to see, uh, you know, what the progressives, the damage they're doing to America, So that's fine. As I say, if you're a progressive, you're welcome here too. You know, you're welcome here too. You don't have to line up with me or anybody else politically. You're welcome here too. I might say some things that will offend you, though. Um, all I ask is that you consider them. Hi, Mary Duncan. Hi, everyone. I like the tie dye. Me too. Yeah. Whoa, there goes the on-air sign. Oh my goodness. At least it didn't break. I knew that could happen. Ah. Okay, it's not on anymore, but only because I can tell it's halfway out of the socket, and I'm not going to try to turn it back on now. But it's okay, I believe, because that cost me. Now the mic is coming. We're having we're having technical things happen that have never happened before, ladies and gentlemen, especially with the mic. See, if this were the studio mic at the radio station, I'd know exactly how to get it back where it needs to be. But I'm not so sure. Hello, 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 hello. Isn't this a great part of the show, everybody? Are you enjoying this? No, I don't think it's catching. I literally may have to hold the mic for the rest of the show. Well, isn't that the weirdest thing in the world? Hello. Hello. Two strange things happened at once. Okay. Patty. There was some great speakers and encouragers at the Dripping Springs, Texas rally. Take Our Border Back convoy, huh? Sarah Palin, you put her first. I'm not a fan, but Ted Nugent, I am a fan. I'm a big fan. And several more. I really enjoyed it. So you saw it broadcast, did you, Patty, with an eye? Huh. We are experiencing technical difficulties, and it is exacerbated by the fact that the announcer is a technical dodo, Ted Richards. Ted Richards, it almost sounds like the name that was on That Girl with Ted Bessel playing Ted something. With Marlo Thomas. Was she really my first crush? I say Christy McNichol, but it probably was Marlo Thomas, who looks interesting these days. Nice with her new facelift that you see on the St. Jude's commercials. It's a little tight, like a cat. Indeed. Pretty good indeed. It's all coming apart, Ted. It was like my two marriages, you know? It's all coming apart, Ted. It was like my two marriages, you know? Now, Brenda was saying something serious, so I'll have to back up to that. Jack later, like prayers for my brother Clay. And she's not talking about Clay Travis, who I listen to on the radio every day, and sometimes he's a guest on Fox. He found out he has cancer. Lost my dad 14 years ago, lost my mom 3 years ago. I have four brothers, and there's me and my sister. So, Lord, we just lift up Brenda's brother, Lord. So many people have cancer. Um, Several of the people we know, Karen knows, one of her former co-workers who lives in Florida, has breast cancer and was beginning her battle with breast cancer, probably going to have surgery, already did have it. Her name is Melinda. And so please pray for Melinda and Brenda's brother. And I bet you there's so many needs. We know about Deborah Lake and Paul McCreary here, and so many people um, are going through health issues. So we just lift them up, Lord Jesus, and ask that you heal them. We know you're the great physician, and you can heal them if you choose to, from the top of their head to the soles of their feet, and renew them in every way. Ask that in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name, amen. And in the replay, uh, you can you can state your prayer request there, and there are people that'll see it and pray, and I will too. I will too. So there you go. How do I do sexy ramblings now, right? I don't. I don't think I do. Um, we have 30 watching right now as I hold the microphone. And I notice Tucker Carlson on his TCN is using mics that you can see now, not the lapel mics, but he's using mics. He had Russell Brand on. That's a great show. You can see some of it on YouTube. You can see everything if you subscribe to the TCN network, the streaming service, Tucker Carlson Network. Let me put more light on the subject. There we go. Since my on-air sign is off right now, got that from California last week. I want to read a little bit of this article from Tyler O'Neill. They are trying to force this climate agenda on us. And just like in so many things that they have tried to push, some of the COVID rules and what have you, they turn out to be nonsensical. Would that be the word? Tyler says the global climate is always changing, but contrary to the popular narrative, the science on the exact causes is far from settled. Alarmists claim that humans burning fossil fuels for energy will catastrophically ruin the climate, and they demand a net zero future to save the world. What would happen if the climate alarmists actually succeeded in the United States? Although it is impossible to predict the future, early warning signs from President Joe Biden's policies don't paint a pretty picture. First, if the federal government bans gas powered cars, individual transportation would get less reliable and more expensive. Americans prefer gas powered cars to the electric cars favored by climate alarmists. In November 2023, a coalition of nearly 4,000 auto dealers sent a letter to President Joe Biden explaining that his plan to force Americans, that's what this is always about with today's Democrats and certainly the progressives, his plan to force Americans to buy electric vehicles won't work. The auto dealers warn that the supply of unsold battery electric vehicles is surging as they are not selling nearly as fast as they are arriving at the dealership. Even with deep cut prices, manufacturer incentives, and generous government incentives, they're still not selling. Despite subsidies to encourage manufacturers to make electric vehicles and tax credits for drivers to buy the cars, only 7% of new vehicle sales are electric, compared with Biden's goal of 60% in 2030 and 66% in 2032. Joe Biden will be long gone from the earth, and they'll be trying to mop up his policies and his half-baked ideas for years to come. But since it'll be the XYZers in charge, doesn't look too positive, does it? Americans have many reasons to prefer gas-powered cars, as explained by Diana Roth, director of the Heritage Foundation's Center for Energy, Climate, and Environment. Drivers may refuel gas-powered cars in 5 or 10 minutes at a gas station, while recharging an electric vehicle may take 45 minutes or longer for a full charge. Most drivers of electric vehicles prefer to keep their battery above 20%, and the charging process gets slower when the battery reaches 80%. Batteries lose range in cold weather, and electric vehicles cost more than gas-powered cars. Furthermore, not everyone has a garage at home, so charging overnight might be uh, very difficult when you live, in a in the in Midtown Manhattan, or if you live in some congested city where everybody's parking on the street. There's 1,001 things they're not thinking of as they try to force their way on the American people. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? 25 watching right now. So, let's see, we've got almost an hour, coming up on almost an hour. Um, please comment on the, oh, yes. EV is just a flash in the pan. Do you really think so, Steve? This XYZ generation that are often not bright bulbs on the tree of life, are determined. They're determined, and they just say, "Well, we just got to wait for those old people to die off, and then we'll get our way completely." Kathleen, good prayers for Brenda's brother. Your maiden name, Patty, is Barnett, is it? Yeah. Nancy DeMarco, hi, how are you? Just ordered the book for my granddaughter. Will forward a pic when I get it. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because I've asked this before, not revealing everything. I've asked this before, and nobody ordered it or told me they did or anything else. So those that do, again, it is part of the pack. Part of the Pack by Kaylee Gallus, my daughter, and Anita. I'm sorry, Annika. Used to work with an Annika, who was the morning DJ at the other station. We had a Oli station, and Annika did the morning drive on the current hit station, which was just down the hall. But this is not working out with one hand. There's the Dougie. So thank you so much. Yeah. So that's I'm going to save sexy ramblings for another time. It wasn't anything that was going to be over the edge. Wasn't going to be over the edge, but Jack, remember Tuesday on here we were talking about steaks. My son cooks. He uses dinner porterhouse big steaks in butter and garlic, shrimp in butter and garlic, green beans and cheese baked potatoes. Sounds delicious to me. I'm not much for the what do you call them? The au gratin, whatever you call au gratin potatoes, but I like a good baked potato, and you can put some cheese in there. But butter is always going to be my favorite. but I used to go to Wendy's and get the broccoli and cheese potato. Haven't done that. I don't know if they even have that anymore. Do they? The broccoli and cheese. They did away with it for a while. I think they might have brought it back. I don't know. Karen makes good chili, but there's always too much of it left over because Andy doesn't eat it. Dandy Andy, my sometimes engineer, you see. Oh, the mic is going to make it. It's just, Andy could come in here and in 5 seconds he could fix it. But he's next door in his own studio. He's got like 3 computer screens in front of him, and he's a gamer and everything else, So he'll be able to fix that up for me, I believe. This is the Rode microphone from Australia. I knocked into it, and it must have been loose. And I know if I had any common sense, I could fix it on the spot. But of course, I'm lacking in said common sense, I got spoiled all my years in radio, just sitting down at this in this very comfortable studio where the station engineer had put everything together, labeled everything, and made it very easy for us not so technically inclined DJs to do a good radio show. And everything was groovy in a far out kind of way. Common sense isn't for everyone, Say it isn't so, Ethel. Say it isn't so. So I think we'll wrap it up with that, gang. And I thank you so much for watching this 1 hour version, 1 hour plus of Midnight Ramblings. We'll be back Saturday night at 10:30 East Coast time with a mic that's back where it should be. And look for the release of the Elvis Casket Mystery from Mike Stein from London, England. Okay. Saturday night, your take on Pastor Bob Joyce, comments in the emails, etc. Look forward to that. Comments in the pre-recorded videos and the replays of the live shows. That too. Look forward to that. So that's all there is, and there ain't no more. Big God bless you. Thanks for watching, everybody, to Midnight Ramblings. Please subscribe and like. That helps us so much. And share some of the shorter videos, too, if you can. My name is Jack Willett. Thanks again. I appreciate you. Good night, everybody.